wow, I just went a really long time thinking I was recording, so I will start over. Good morning, everybody out there in YouTube land. Tiffany back. I'm going to be talking through the process and showing you guys how I have been making handmade washi tape. I actually saw this idea and technique over at Patty Parrish's Inky Obsessions YouTube channel, so I'll link her at the bottom. I'm going to do a little twist on the technique that she used today. I loved how hers turned out. She did a phenomenal job, and if you want to, stop by there because she's got some awesome stencils that she's created as well as rubber stamps now. So one of the things that Patty did was she said, I've got all of these deli prints that I've done jelly printing on, and now what do I do with them? So one night, I think she popped up with this idea to be able to make handmade washi tapes. So she did the process. I thought it was very interesting. I loved it, so I tried it myself. One of the things that you're gonna need that I did not get quickly is these 8.5 by 11 full sheet labels. Now, if you go to Home Depot or office supply stores or whatever you have in your area, these are pretty pricey in order to get these full sheet labels, which is really weird because the other labels aren't that expensive. I don't know. You would think these would be cheaper because they don't have to go through as much process. But anyway, I'm overthinking it as usual. But so I found a seller on eBay that I was able to get like 100 sheets for $9.99 with free shipping. So I was like, that's a fantastic deal. Where most of them in the store I was seeing was like 10 or 20 sheets for like almost $20. So I grabbed these up. Everybody knows I love a deal. And I had some jelly prints that I had done on deli paper. If you don't know what jelly printing is, all you have to do is YouTube it. I have some actual videos out there about me jelly printing. I'm not going to really get into that today, but make sure you go out there and look at it. There's ways you can make homemade jelly prints. There's a great company, Jelly Arts, that actually sells the jelly plates that I actually have. So go out there and look. It's a really cool. Everybody is doing it. I hate to say that because I'm always the person who doesn't do what everybody else does. But everybody is doing the jelly printing with the jelly plates. So make sure you go out there and check that out. It's a really cool process. Now, you do not have to have a jelly plate in order to do this technique. So don't stop watching if you don't have a jelly plate. I'm going to show you some ways that you can just do it with other stuff, okay? So that's out of the way. This is what this is what some of my jelly prints look like, okay? Now for me, I like to go in and add a little additional detail after the print is dried. So additional paints, if you have some extra paints on your palette, go in and actually put some doodles, stamps, anything that's going to create a little visual interest, because these are going to be, strips. So each little thing is going to have a little pop here and there, okay? So now, on to the process. What I have done is I have actually cut strips of the deli paper up. The deli paper, if you do not know what that is it's actually a dry waxed paper. They use it to wrap sandwiches and tacos and all the things like in the food industry, hence the name deli paper. But it's dry wax, so your paint doesn't peel up like it would, say, on a wax paper that you get at the store. So this is, I also got this on eBay, a really good deal with it. You can find it at Sam's Club, I've heard, Costco. We don't have Costco here. But you can also find those in other places if you just be on the lookout. This is thin, so it's great for collage work, but it also is thicker than tissue paper, so you're able to actually do more without tearing your paper up. So, no further ado, let's start with the process. So what I've done is I've actually cut up strips of the jelly paper and some other materials But like I say, you could use, this is matte decoupage. I actually got that at Tuesday Morning for $3.99. So if you have Mod Podge, if you have something of that nature, and this sponge is dry, and it is, oh Lord, I'm not prepared this morning. Sorry guys. I've been working like a crazy woman, but I am now on vacation. So I hope to be able to get in here and have a little fun, and de-stress from a week of work. Well, I didn't put that on straight, but it doesn't really matter because, again, we're going to use this as a, just a little guide. It doesn't have to be straight because it's going to be cool washi tape. So, I'm just using a credit card, or this is actually a room key from the Marriott. I stole the room key. I never turn those things in because you need this. What I've also done is I've taken a napkin, paper napkin, decorated napkin. I've cut that into strips, okay? I'm also, this is part of my twist on the process, is I'm not just going to use deli paper, jelly prints. I'm actually going to use some additional products and stuff that you may have in your craft room already or laying around your house. But this printed napkin, as you noticed, I had to split it apart because it's a 2-ply. Most decorative napkins are 1, 2, or 3. It's not going to be quite far enough, but we have some more that we can cut and actually paste it on there. But we're going to add this little strip of paper napkin here. So really this process is just a great process for any little giblet snippets, things that you have used on other projects. You want to be a little careful with the napkin though, because it will tear because it's so thin. So I just try to, we'll see. There you go. Oh, just one of those days. Alright, we'll just put this little bit right here. You know, that's actually the first time it's ever torn like that. Of course, you're on YouTube making a video. Why wouldn't it tear right now? That's what kind of week I've had. Those kind of weeks where you just say, oh my goodness, if I can make it through this week, Lord, help me. Okay, so just going to put a little dot of that matte stuff, matte decoupage stuff. Okay, one of the other things that I did is I took and cut out a piece of telephone book. Number one, the telephone industry, I don't know who uses a telephone book, but at work, they bring us a bunch of telephone books. Maybe they think we need one for every little workstation. I'm not sure. But we never use them, and they always get thrown away because we use Google. This does have the, you know, the print will smudge, but that's, I don't really care about that. And I have a little gap here, so I'm just going to take and cut off a little of the other telephone page that I cut up and put it down here too. Alright. So you can kind of see where we're going. I've actually done on another one. I did, what was it? Oh, a map. I actually did a map, strips on it, and I like the way it turned out as well. I'll show you that in a minute. But you can just see it's really easy. Just keep going through the process. If it bubbles up, that's okay. Give you a little extra texture whenever you're making your pages. So I'm going to put you in fast forward mode so you don't have to watch me go through this itty bitty process of laying all these strips down. And then we'll talk once I have it all completed. Alright, so I'm back. Now we have this covered completely with strips. Okay. As you can tell, when I went through and I come up a little short on my print, I just took another piece and just slapped it down there. It didn't really matter if it went with that particular strip or not. And I'll show you why that doesn't really matter. Let me get some of this stuff off here. Okay, baby wipe time. Alright, and as you saw, I dumped the sponge and went for the fingers. I typically do that. That's why my hands are so dry right now, because of that stuff dries it out. So, abracadabra, hocus pocus, here we go. Alright, here is a sheet that I did prior to this video, so that it could be dry, because you want it to be completely dry when you're finished. Okay, now with this one, like I say, I did the maps, I did the text here from my old book, that napkin that I had. Just a really cool way to be able to use up some scraps that you have, and I know we all have plenty of scraps, right? So this is my little cutter, and all we're gonna do here, let's see if I can get this stuff moved out of the way. Every time I clean my station, it always comes back and is a mess again. Okay, so you can cut these. And the one thing I really like about this process is you can make these as wide or thin as you want them to for whatever project. A lot of times in the DLP project that I do, I've actually got my book right here. Oh, Lord. If I can do it without knocking something out. I put the little strips of the handmade washi tape stuff through here. That's a cute little thing, isn't it? I thought it was funny. Service may vary according to my mood and your attitude. I thought that was hilarious. And I put this on here because it's been a rough week and I had to have a strawberry Rita. So that was the purpose of that. But that's just to show you how you can use it and how I like the thinner strips in some situations. So I am not a very even cutter, but so I don't have my head in this thing. I'm just gonna go for it. And then you have strips. Let's do a bigger piece here. Alright, so you see how cool it is? It's like a little bit of each little piece that you put on there. And then the cool thing that I like about these cheaper sticker things is on the back, there's a piece where you can peel it off and stick it. So, let me show you on the big piece here. You see how it has that little crease in there? So that's where you can peel it. So because you are making an entire sheet and cutting it, each little tab is going to have this little tab thing that you can actually open and stick it onto your page or envelope or whatever you want to use. So now you can have some handmade washi tape, and I think it's really cool. So what I did was I thought, golly, I've been trying to do better at getting all my stuff organized. What am I going to do on storing the washi tape? So I am doing this temporary. Each little different design that I do, I'm just putting it with a clothespin until I can figure out a better way. I do have some old wooden spools of thread that I may end up putting those on. But I was also, while I'm talking about washi tape, and hopefully my face is not all in here, I created, let me see, can I back this up? No, that's as far as okay. I just found this little idea on Pinterest. It's a hanger, a wire hanger, and I took and hung my washi tape on here, as you see, and that way anytime that I need a different color washi tape, I can just come over here and pull some out and slap it on my paper. So that's also a cool little idea you may want to try with your washi tape. I'd really like to get the ones that have like the hanger, and then it has the other little hanger piece up under here, and then another hanger piece up under there. I think you use that for like pants and stuff. But anyway, so this is a neat idea too, you may want to do. So thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing your pictures or comments about this cool, interesting washi tape. And while I'm at it, I almost had a heart attack because I looked and I saw I almost have 100 subscribers. I am blown away. I cannot believe that 100 people want to hear me and see me and talk to me about all the quirky things that I'm making. So thank you for all the people who have subscribed. And if you want to subscribe so you can be updated every time a new video is out, just click the subscribe button. Love you guys. Make a great creative life. See you next time.